If someone tells you Austin's a buyer's market right now, ask them one simple question. For who? What price range? What neighborhood? Watch them panic. Because the truth is, almost nobody throwing around these terms can actually back them up with data. If you're making a $500,000 or $1 million decision based on the headlines, you're going to lose money you don't have to. So today, I'm going to explain buyer's market versus seller's market in the simplest way possible, what they actually mean, how to tell which one you're in, and most importantly, why Central Texas, the greater Austin metro area right now, is both at the same time, depending on where you are, where you want to buy or sell. And by the time we're done, you'll be the most informed person in the room when it comes to this conversation. I'm Pauly, founder of the Vision Realty Group. I launched my career in Las Vegas, Nevada in 2008, the worst real estate market in modern history. No network, no safety net, just a work ethic built from working in some of the best restaurants in the world, and a belief that if you lead with people over process, the business will follow. I've helped hundreds of families navigate exactly the question we're going to answer together today. So let's get into it. Before we dive in, if you want a free market decoder playbook that breaks down every Austin submarket, buyer or seller leverage, current days on market, what each means for your specific situation, the link's in the description below for free. Grab it. And if you want to have a real conversation about your situation, schedule an appointment. Links in the description. I love those conversations. Let's keep going. All right, so let's start with the basics. A seller's market means more buyers than homes. Specifically, less than 6 months of inventory traditionally, but realistically, it's probably somewhere around 4 months or less. Meaning if no new homes hit the market, all the current listings would be gone in under 4 months. Now, when that happens, sellers have leverage. Multiple offers become normal. Homes sell at above asking price. Buyers have to compete, often waiving contingencies. Price escalations, meaning they make an offer with an escalation clause saying we'll go $5,000 above any other offer up to a certain price point. Great strategy, by the way. Sometimes people are writing letters to win the homes. Even in markets that are not sellers markets, that can help, especially if you're going up against some other offers. And so you'll even see buyers waiving inspections or appraisals. That can be a little crazy. Can you imagine buying a home and not having to worry about it? You say, I'm not worried about the inspection regardless of what happens. Little risky. So, we saw textbook sellers market conditions in Austin from late 2020 through early 2022. Inventory was 1 to 2 months. Median days on market dropped below 10 days. Crazy. And homes sold 5 to 15% above asking price. And so bidding wars are basically the rule, not the exception. And I even had a property start under $1 million, finish selling over $1 million, 35% above asking price. Absolutely crazy. So a buyer's market is the opposite. More homes than buyers, more than 6 months of inventory. Homes tend to sit a little longer. Sellers compete with each other through price reductions, incentives, concessions. Buyers can negotiate and ask for repairs and take their time, and the leverage swings. So the buyers have a little bit more power to be able to get the things that they want. Here's a few more classic buyer's market conditions. Days on market average north of 45 days. Now, only because people are pricing and are overpricing and have to make price reductions, because we even see in buyers markets where properties that are outside the strike zone of price and then get inside the strike zone on price still can sell within 2 or 3 weeks. And so there's just a scarcity mindset in buyers markets where sellers have a little bit more fear, and so they make the error of pricing too high. And then they can sit on the market a longer period of time when they really don't have to. And so another buyer's market condition is sale to list ratio under 95%. Sellers offering closing cost credits, rate buy downs, free upgrades in new homes. And so the pricing pressure flows downwards as competing listings drop prices to attract smaller buyer pools. Now, in a market like this one, multiple offers are rare, but they're still happening. 4 properties that are priced aggressively and have more features and benefits. Or if they don't have as many features and benefits for, like, let's say a tear down or a complete remodel, but the price is aggressive, there are still multiple offers happening in those situations. We're seeing them every week. One more thing, buyer's agents are successfully negotiating more inspection items. So they have a little bit more power to say we'd like this or that fixed based off of the home inspection, and the seller's having to concede because there's just less buyers out there. There's less opportunities, and we're seeing sellers concede to that. Okay, now let's talk about what nobody talks about, the balanced market middle ground. Now, most commentary skips this part. This category is somewhere between 4 to 6 months of inventory. Now, neither side has strong leverage. Prices move gradually. Homes that are priced and prepared correctly sell in 30 to 60 days. And homes that are not, sit. It's not exciting headlines, but it's actually the healthiest type of market for both buyers and sellers because nobody's being squeezed. Now, here's what's important. The labels and the macro generalizations, the actual leverage on your home, your zip code, your price point can be completely different from the citywide label, which brings us to the most important part of this video. Why Austin is both right now. Now, here's where the headlines get it wrong. Austin in 2026 is not one market. It's dozens of micro markets, all moving at different speeds. Same metro, same week, completely different leverage situations, depending on where you are. Now, on the seller side, places like Tarrytown, Westlake, Hyde Park, Mueller, to name a few, are and tend to be more established neighborhoods with limited inventory, still seller's market conditions. Homes priced correctly are moving in 30 days or less. Sellers are retaining real leverage. Multiple offers are still happening for those properties that are priced right. On the buyer side, places like outer suburbs where newer construction zones tend to be, like further at Leander, Pflugerville, Hutto, Manor, parts of Round Rock. These are textbook buyer market conditions. Builders are dropping prices and offering more incentives. Resale inventory is mounting every month. We're almost at 18,000 homes on the market. For Austin, that's a lot. Days on market is creeping past 90 days for some of these properties because they're not moving faster on adjusting their price based off of the market conditions. And so buyers have meaningful leverage to negotiate in places like that. Now, in between established parts like some parts of Austin and other parts of Round Rock, Cedar Park, and Georgetown, these can be a little bit more balanced areas. Properly priced homes sell in 30 to 60 days. Aggressive pricing or weak preparation gets punished. And so it's neither a runway boom nor a price collapse. It's the most normal real estate that we've felt in the last 5 years. So here's the practical takeaway. Don't act on Austin headlines. Act on your submarket. The same week in the same city, a Westlake seller has more leverage than the buyers, and a Pflugerville buyer has way more leverage than the sellers. The right question is never, is Austin a buyer's or seller's market? It's, what's the leverage situation in my specific zip code at my price point right now? Now, one last question to ask any agent. You're talking to a real estate agent, buyer or seller side, and they tell you it's a buyer's market or it's a seller's market. Now, here's your question. Based on what data and what specific submarket? If they can't answer with current inventory numbers, days on market, sale to list price ratio for the area that you're talking about, they're guessing. And you should not be making a six-figure decision based on someone who doesn't definitively know what's going on. Numbers don't lie. Now, which numbers matter and what they mean for you, now that's the whole job. Any agent who's serious about their craft understands these numbers. If the agent you're talking to can't communicate the data comfortably and confidently, that's a signal to find somebody who can. Right, quick pause. If you want to know the actual leverage situation in your specific zip code and price range, the free market decoder playbook's in the description below. Breaks down the submarkets, buyer leverage, seller leverage, days on market, sell to list price ratio for every major Central Texas area. It's free. Grab it. And if you want a real conversation about how to leverage for your specific situation, schedule an appointment. Links in the description below. Okay, let's wrap this up. Here's what I want you to leave with. The smart buyer and the smart seller don't read headlines and assume they apply. They look at their specific zip code, their specific price point, and their specific situation. That is what determines the right move. The labels, buyer's market, seller's market, are useful shortcuts, but they're shortcuts. The data underneath them is where the real decision's made. Now, at the Vision Realty Group, whether you're buying or selling, we start with you. Not the headline, not the market label. You. Your zip code, your price range, your timeline. Then we look at the actual leverage and the actual data and map your actual strategy. I started in 2008 in Las Vegas during the worst real estate market in modern history, and I learned that buyers and sellers who win understand the market, not the headlines. That's the conversation I'm having every day, and I'd love to have that conversation with you. Drop a comment with the zip code you're watching from. Hit subscribe. We're doing deeper market breakdowns in future videos. Grab the free market decoder playbook in the description below. And when you're ready to talk through your specific situation, schedule an appointment. It's down below. I'm Pauly with the Vision Realty Group. Your vision is my mission. See you soon.